Hi there, my shiny lights. I know you guys are waiting to hear my story about my eating disorder as a teenager. I'm sorry I don't have the best lighting here right now, but I'm going to share that with you. So, um, probably no one really knows this other than a couple people that I shared it with. That as a teenager, I was 12 and a half years old, going on 13 that year. Um, I met a boy, a new boy, and we started talking to each other, and we were together every day. And so eighth grade year came around because we were ending seventh grade year. Eighth grade year came around, and he said to me, "You would look so much better if you lost weight." And for some reason, I don't know why, I immediately started dieting that day. Like, I remember going home not eating much because this boy told me I would look better if I was skinny, basically. And I got obsessed with losing weight. By the time I was in eighth grade, seventh, eighth grade, I was wearing like a 16, 18, which is, it's a chubby size for a child my age. So, and no one wants to be the fat kid getting shamed at school, or the fat kid who wears skirts every day at school. You just have no idea how mean those comments are. Not only am I fat, I wear skirts every day to school. That was so mean. However, his comment made me obsessed with losing weight. I started doing yoga. I started getting on my bike, riding it as much as I could in the summertime, and I had to lose this weight because this boy told me I would look so much better. What a clown! And me at the time being naive and dumb, stupid enough to even believe that I was beautiful just the way that I was. Anyway, so I started this binging and starvation thing eighth grade year. I was 13 years old. And I remember hiding food so that I could trash it. My mom paid attention to a lot. So I remember, hiding food, throwing it in the garbage. I remember if she was hanging around the kitchen and we had to eat, I would eat and I would go throw that food up, like immediately go throw it up because I didn't want to gain the weight. Um, so I went through a binging process for probably about 3 or 4 months, but then I realized I had started in the process throwing blood along with food, with the food that I was purging. And I'm like, what in the world is going on? So my esophagus had to be bleeding. I never went to a doctor, but I read about it, and the esophagus had to be bleeding, but I knew that the esophagus would heal itself. So I had to stop doing that, and I had to find something else to do to lose weight. So I started starving myself. I started starving myself, people. And it's really sad because you have so many people that go through this. It's really sad. And they have no one to talk to about it. I had no one to talk to about it, so I just did it. I really needed help. And I've been fat shamed at home by my own mother, and no shame to my, not trying to bring shame to my mother. She was the best mother that she could, and because I am the woman that I am now, I have forgiven my mother for everything, and we've been through a lot. So this is no shade against my mother, but I was fat shamed, and things like saying things like you're too big, or you need to lose weight. You're in a size 14 now. You're in a size 16 now. Next week you're gonna eat just soup, crackers, and watermelon. And I couldn't understand why, I was a kid that was always getting put on a diet because my mom felt that I was too fat. And like I said, no shame to her. I love my mom and I forgive my mom. Not to mention I was going to school being teased. It just was a horrible thing. Like at any point in time, the overweight kids caught it really bad and it wasn't cool. Um, I was made fun of not every single day, but enough to feel shamed. I hated it. But I still was the kid to remain calm because I didn't want the jokes to continue being about me. So I would just be quiet about it. But it hurt. And I would go home and I would cry. Um, so by the time I was in Eighth grade, I had made it to a size 18. So I was like 212 pounds by the time I made it eighth grade. So I stopped eating pork in eighth grade. I stopped drinking pops. I stopped drinking Kool-Aid, juice. And like I said, I started exercising like a maniac. We had this exercise bike downstairs, and I remember getting on that bike and I was just riding and riding and riding and riding and riding until I was sweat because I didn't want to be fat anymore. And it was really sad. It was just really sad. It makes me emotional because I needed help. So I went through this binging and throwing up process for months. And then I went through this starvation and binging process for over 2 years. For 2 years. For 2 years I went through this process. 3 months of it was pure binging, and then a couple months of it was pure starvation, and then after that it became a combination of the two. Like I can eat, but then I can go throw up and not gain the weight. Look, I was so sick. I was doing things like eating one cracker for dinner, one cracker for dinner, drinking some water, and then throwing the cracker and water up. Like that is just someone that is absolutely sick and that needed help. And because I couldn't go to my mom, she was the authoritative person in the family, so we would probably get in trouble for it or get a whooping for it. And that's just how things was handled. It is what it is. This is how things were handled. So definitely wasn't going to tell my mother. I wasn't going to tell my older sister because she's a tattletale. But I love my sister. I do. No shade to my sister. I love her, but she would have told on me. And it was only because you're trying to help me, but at the same time we get in big trouble for this. So I would understood why you would have told on me. But it's okay. I didn't tell you. So I wasn't gonna get my butt tore up. Um, Hold on just one moment. Hello? Yes, I am. Give me 1 minute and I'll be down there. All right, bye. Sorry about that. So, where was I? Okay, so I wasn't going to tell anyone, and I didn't even tell my little sister because she would have been the one that would have kept the secret, but I didn't want her to know anything because I didn't want her to get in trouble for knowing and not saying anything. So I didn't tell her anything. So this went on well into my junior year, and I had lost like 60, 70, 67 pounds by the time I went back. Um, ninth grade year, and 10th grade year I just steadily lost weight, and then 11th grade year I had got down to a size 8 in a matter of 2 years. And I'm not saying that you can get down to a size 8 in a matter of 2 years if you do the right thing, but I was not doing the right thing, and I would go to school feeling so nauseous and sick sometimes because I didn't have the appropriate food in my body. I would go to school sick. I was spitting up blood at times. Like I really had a problem. But I'm only telling this story because there are so many people that suffer from this, and a lot of us say, "Oh, that's not a black thing." No, it's an anybody thing because I'm sure there is other people, and it has nothing to do with race. And I know for a fact there are people that suffer from eating disorders, anorexia, and bulimia, and some people don't make it. And I think that at some point I may have been one of those people to not make it because I was really sick my junior year. And this is going to sound crazy, but this is going to sound really crazy. I ended up pregnant my junior year, and I do believe for whatever reason God spared my life because there's somewhere eating and throwing up other than morning sickness. So I do believe, honest to God, my life was spared because I ended up pregnant. I ended up gaining like 75 pounds back during that pregnancy. And then, unbelievable or not, believe this is unbelievable. No one's going to believe this. So, the boy that I'm pregnant by, once I tell everyone, once the news is out that I'm pregnant, he acted like he didn't know me anymore. I went to school. I told my parents on Saturday, and that Monday came along, and he didn't come to our locker. Okay, maybe he's not at school today. I don't know. I go down a hallway because I know I'm going to see him down this hallway. He looks me dead in my eye and he cuts the corner basically and took off. I'm like, what in the world? So I said, okay. Lunchtime come, nowhere to be found. We're together every single day, mind you. But now that I'm pregnant, you disappear. Who does that? So I'm sitting here just looking stupid because now I'm pregnant by this idiot that had me thinking that I was no good because I was overweight and that I would look so much better if I lost weight. And here he is running from me, acting like he doesn't know who I am. Unbelievable. And let me just say, if people know who I'm talking about that went to school with us, know exactly what I'm talking about because I'm still friends with his sisters and stuff. But people that know him, yeah, he disappeared on me. Who does that? And that was the end of that relationship for me, the end. So I'm gonna wrap it up, people. Just so that you know that I do love you guys. And like I said, I really do believe that, unfortunately, I became a teen mom, which is not exactly ideal. However, I do believe this was one way that the Lord spared my life because if I had kept doing what I was doing, I was going to end up either very, very sick or not making it. A lot of people die from this disease, and get some help. Please get help. If you have to go to a hospital, if you have to go through counseling, if you have to tell a friend, if you have to reach out to me, please reach out to me. I will help you find resources to get you some help. So, with that being said, today I use an app called Healthy. Um, and I have lost 15 pounds so far. And you don't have to exercise on this app. That app is HEALTHI. Just know that I'm very healthy. I have not had this problem since I got pregnant with my son. So my son is about to be 30 this year. So I haven't done the binging and the purging in 30 years. So I'm cured. However, just know that it is a real thing and it's crazy because all I needed was counseling and someone to talk to and someone to hug me and tell me how much they loved me and that I was beautiful. That's it. So, with that being said, thanks for listening. I love you guys and stay tuned because I have a story about how God healed my leg as a child and he touched me just recently in the same fashion. Love you guys. Take care.